Southern Woods and Waters TV. That's where you want to be. Foggy mornings in the field, come the creek with rod and reel, doing what we love in Tennessee. Patriot Demolition presents Southern Woods and Waters with Hugh McNaughton and Brandon Dowdy. Also being brought to you by Sniper Hunting Products, Deer 30 Minerals, Candy Fork Outdoors, Weststone Cry-Like Realtors, TWRA, Capital Sportsman, Nashville Marine, Davidson Farmers Co-op, Courtney's Restaurant and Catering, Mowing and More, CVA, Wilson Bank and Trust, Flowers Processing and Garden Center, X Outdoor Products, and Hunter Up.
All right, welcome everyone to this Thursday night's edition. I'm Hugh McNaughton.
And I'm Brandon Dowdy.
And we are
Southern Woods and Waters.
Hey, we've got another great show for you tonight. Now this really isn't. Well, wait a minute. First off, let me apologize because we extended our turkey season a little longer than usual.
Hey, we ran it up pretty good this year, didn't we?
One of us did real well. But I tell you what, we're going to still be talking turkey tonight. And tonight, though, we're going to put a little bit more of an edge on it because I don't think people realize what the NWTF really stands for, what it does, as far as the Tennessee, as far as our state of Tennessee. And that is really, really important. And, you know, one of the main things is the purchase of land and seed programs and habitats. And they're just educating people and kids and everyone, and we don't realize that. A lot of people don't know that.
They don't. A lot of people don't understand what all
they do. They just think we're out there being turkey fanatics and, you know, just going...
Like you walking around with turkey calls all the time.
Driving Taylor crazy. Yeah. but it's a little bit more than that.
Yeah, it is.
NWTF convention comes every year, and we've been lucky enough to have it right here in our own backyard in Nashville for the last few years. I think it's going to be this next year also. So, you know, it's a great opportunity to be thinking about it, but you know how they make their money, Brandon?
Through us.
Through us, that's right, through us.
That's right. You've got to have, you know, a coalition of the hunters and conservationists working together, and without us, their hands are tied.
And they do it through banquets and fundraisers and things like that to make the money. And people think, well, we're just sending money upstream. Really, you're not. No. Most of the dollars stay right here in the state of Tennessee, and we buy land with it. Did you know that NWTF has got to be, it's either the top one or two for purchasing land here in Tennessee for the hunters. And also that they back, like TWRA, if they want a certain land, they'll get NWTF to get involved and kind of help back it a little bit. That's not a bad organization to be a part of.
It's not. I mean, we've both been a part of it for a long time. And you know, it is, but not only just to be a part of the conservation effort, but the people you get to meet. I mean, you know, you're going to be involved in a group of people just like you, and you're always going to come out with more friendships out of the deal.
Well, let's widen out and I'll open up to our guests here. We have with us tonight, to your left, Brandon, Mark Jackson. Mark, thank you so much for being here.
Appreciate you guys having me out tonight.
I tell you what, and Mark, you've been doing this a long time. Now, I've known you ever since Moby Dick was a man, and you've been doing it that long.
September 1, I'll start my 20th year with the Federation. And love the majority of it.
and you've been all the way to the state and everything else, and over the state, and regional directors and everything. I mean, you've been through all facets of it. In Tennessee, and you got me involved, and a few other people have gotten involved, and we saw the educational side. I remember you remember taking it, Dawson Christian Academy out and releasing all those birds that
Yes, that
is
outstanding moment right there.
Second graders, I ain't never seen so many happy second graders in all my life.
Well, I tell you what,
big chickens.
It'll make a 60-year-old man shed a tear. Yeah, no doubt.
It will do.
No doubt.
Well, to your left, the guy with the shining head, just like mine. Todd Ramey. Todd, thank you so much for being on here, bro.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having us on board.
And now you and Brandon have taken over the Wilson County, or the Wilson
Davidson
County.
Davidson County NWTF chapter. And that's what we want to talk about tonight. You're having a banquet coming up pretty soon.
We have a banquet coming up pretty soon. We'll get more information out, but the Music Row Strutters will be at Bass Pro Shops right over here at Hopper Mills on August 7th. We'll get some information up on the screen here shortly, but young chapter, barely over a year old. Yep. So we're just really getting started as far as conservation here in Davidson County. We have quite a large contingency of turkey hunters that support conservation and support the efforts of NWTF, and we want to try to grow this localized chapter and get more involvement from those in this area.
But don't you want more? I mean, because there's a lot of turkey hunters in Davidson County.
Oh, a lot. It's
not that demanding of a turkey hunter to belong to a chapter and kind of help it grow.
No, it's from a demand standpoint, it's coming out and supporting as far as the banquet itself, coming out and supporting that, being our major fundraiser for the year to allow, and Mark can elaborate a little more on the Superfund dollars and things of that nature and other programs, and also the Jake's programs. The only way these conservation groups and programs are effective are by feeding them with our children, bringing the children into the program, having the Jake's program, putting things in place, and this is just the beginning of that. There'll be different events throughout the year that people can be involved in, but strictly from a voluntary standpoint, coming and supporting the banquet and being a member of NWTF, what those dollars go towards from a conservation standpoint, from an education standpoint, from a hunter safety standpoint, go a really long ways for just a little bit of a commitment. You're not talking about a lot of demanding of your time unless you truly want to get involved in it. Those that are passionate about the wild turkey, 20 years worth of passion right here, getting involved in it. My dad's had me in the turkey woods since I could walk. My dad is actually a member of the state board here in Tennessee, and I've been very blessed on that piece to be educated and brought up through the National Wild Turkey Federation and being part of different chapters that have begun across the state and have started.
Mark, I want to ask you a question because you know me, I'm an avid turkey hunter my own self. But I hear everybody, I mean, just not everybody, but lots of people, men and women, want to get into turkey hunting. And they're like, there's just, we don't know what to do. We don't know where to set up. We don't know how to set up. We don't know when to stop calling, when to call, when not to call, when to use this trick, when to. I couldn't tell them. And I've told them, why don't you join a chapter, a local chapter, and get involved with them. If you want to learn more, then be around people that have more.
Absolutely.
That's what I've always figured out. Brandon and I used to shoot archery, competitive archery a lot, and we always went to an archery range. We always said, I want your best shooter to shoot with me because that's going to increase my game.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
It makes you concentrate more. So if you're brand new into the sport of turkey hunting and you want to get better, then why don't you go hang out with some guys and gals that know a little bit more than you do, kind of tag along with them, and they don't care.
No.
They don't care.
Absolutely.
No.
There ain't a dumb question out there unless it's the one you didn't ask.
Absolutely.
That's the only one that's dumb.
Yep.
Just to ask them, Mark, and is that, because you and I have done a lot of stuff together in NWTF.
Yes, we have. I totally agree with what you're talking about. If you want to learn something about anything, you go to the people that know how to do it.
That's it.
And everybody's a little different. You hunt a little different than what I do. That doesn't mean that yours is better than mine or mine is better than yours.
No.
Sometimes you have to get what we call inside that turkey's head to figure out what he's going to be doing. Now, Are you going to be successful every time you go out? Absolutely not. I've been schooled a whole lot more than I have taken turkeys a ride in the back of my truck. That's exactly right.
Hey, Mark, hold on now. We got another segment we're going to talk to you. But first, we got to do our wild game forecast.
It's time to do this week's weekly wild game forecast, being sponsored by Wilson Bank and Trust. Thank those guys for everything they do. Want to remind y'all that right now they're still doing their show and tell for teachers, where they're collecting supplies for teachers at just about any of their branches. I believe you can go to any branch and donate school supplies, and that runs through August the 10th. So if you can, get by there and donate to that. Tell them thank you for everything they do.
All right, what's our wild game for? Let me tell you, coming in, I saw a monster buck. Gargantuous buckless white tailor. That's Greek for buck. And he was all in velvet.
He was one of the interstate varieties, right?
He was just showing off some headwear.
That's what they've been doing. You know, a lot of people have been sending in pictures of bucks in backyards and standing around in bachelor groups. We've gotten pictures of multiple 5, 6, 7 bucks together at a time. You know, it's an exciting time to get some mineral or something out and see what you got going on.
Knowing that you got a hunting 3 weeks.
Man, it's something else. What has ruined me is all of those sniper cellular cameras. They'll mess you up during the day when you're trying to work, man. I tell you what. But
fishing, there's a lot going on. A lot of bucks going on. But fishing, I got to tell you all a little bit about fishing. The bass are scooping.
It's been pretty good.
It's that time of year when they come up, they rise up. It could be deep water, it could be shallow water, but everywhere those shad are, those bass are going to come in. Not only bass, I'm not talking about largemouth, smallmouth. How about stripe, rock bass, and white bass? They're all up hitting the shad. It's that time of year. They're going to feed heavy right before fall because they're going to go shallow in the fall for a little while, and then they're going to go deep again in the winter. So they're going to feed up. So fishing's great right now. Deer hunting is very promising.
It's fixing to turn on.
It's very, very much so.
Guys, we want to remind y'all to come over and follow us on Facebook. We try to do a lot of things for you there, keep you up to date on what's going on in the outdoor community around you. If you'll keep up with us there, we've actually got some giveaways going to be coming up soon again, and some pre-deer season things. So come and follow us there. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back here in just a minute with some more Southern Woods and Waters.